Welcome to the Journal of an Alien Diplomat, where the strange and fascinating encounters with humanity are chronicled. Ever wondered how they reconcile their penchant for exploration with their penchant for conflict? Journal of an Alien Diplomat, Entry 1. The delegation will meet for the first time today. I'm keeping this record as ordered, though I don't see the point. The humans aren't exactly reclusive, but the hoops they made themselves jump through before they even returned our first contact message were absurd. I heard secondhand that they nearly went into a civil war over the possibility of our message being bait for some sort of trap. Are they just naturally paranoid, or have they run into some other species of non-humans that gave them trouble? I rather suspect the former. Their military, for just having one star system, is pretty numerous. Entry 2. The humans sent up some civilian diplomat instead of a military leader. I was surprised. They seem to value martial prowess fairly highly, so why do they have a civilian leader? Apparently this guy was selected after a brief voting period, which wasn't made open to the general population, but was only open to national leaders. That's troubling. National leaders in a spacefaring species? That can only mean delays in the future. Entry 3. A few more diplomats came up today, with huge stacks of portable computers. Our translators already added the one language they have used so far to the universal system, so we didn't have any trouble deciphering the data from the computers. Apparently they want to know as much as possible about us, and in exchange they provided a bunch of information about themselves, their history, some more language dialects we didn't have covered yet, and some of their own star maps. I was stunned. Why are they being so trusting? They were on the verge of a civil war when we contacted them. No, it was because we contacted them. Entry 4. I know it's been several weeks since I last updated this thing, but the humans' data is taking up all of my time. Apparently, they have been in a state of what we would consider constant civil war since their people evolved far enough to grasp fire. Over the dumbest things, too. From religion to territory. Nearly a fifth of all their most important technology, including their relativistic drive technology, was derived from something designed to kill other humans. No wonder they're being so open. Our people wouldn't engage in an internal war on the scale these humans have, ever. They've killed more of themselves in the last 1,000 years than my people have ever died. Total. Entry 5. The 9th week of the contact meeting is ending now. The reactions from the humans on their worlds have been more interesting than all the data they gave us. By now, they're starting to get back to routine. They have their own planet, another planet, and about 5 moons in their system colonized to some degree, and each has a distinct culture and way of life. The reaction on each when we made contact was the same. They flipped out, and their peoples were seized by everything ranging from panic to joy. But now, their reactions have stabilized to the extent that I don't think we're going to get a reaction out of them unless we create some further provocation. The most read news articles on their electronic communication networks are more about domestic problems and entertainment and their economies than they are about us. Are humans just more comfortable in routines, or are they frustrated with our lack of diplomatic progress? I'm confused. The humans I've met seem unconcerned, but I know the ambassador from our people is getting worried. Entry 6. I'm relieved. The human ambassador met me personally today, informally, here on the ship. He said that he could tell that I was getting worried about the negotiations, and he wanted to address me personally. I asked how he could tell I was worried when he had only met our species for the first time less than 100 solar cycles ago, and he replied that it was all part of being a diplomat. I stated outright that I was confused by the seeming lack of disruption on the part of the people below. He said that there were plenty of people who were disrupted, but that most of the humans in the system had already decided to wait and see what the outcome of the negotiations were before doing anything. After all, he said, even if my species becomes an active member of the galactic community, most humans will stay right here, living their lives. We'll be affected by galactic politics, new technology, and colonization, even assuming that we could find new Earth-type worlds out there, but most will want to stay right where they are. I asked him how he could say that when so many of his people had colonized the rest of the system, and he laughed, I think. It's completely different when you can see Earth out your window. Entry 7. Things have picked up so much. We got our translators working to the effect that nuance of speech, not just content, can be translated appropriately. The human ambassador's speech and conversation were suddenly so much clearer. To his credit, he told us that he had been refraining from common speech, slang, and aphorism as much as possible. I wouldn't want to use a saying or phrase that had a clear meaning to another human, but made no sense, or worse, insulted one of your people. Now I can speak freely. I have to wonder if this faster-paced dialogue will negatively affect the negotiations. The ambassador broached the toughest topic today: faster-than-light travel. Entry 8. Generally, species are content to create FTL on their own before they even contact us, or vice versa. Humans are the exception. They colonized their entire star system with 7 inhabited bodies and over 1,000 mined, explored, probed, or mapped bodies with no habitation in their system. So much of their population lives in their orbital platforms that their own homeworld barely even supports 2/3 of their species. They did this without FTL. Clearly, the fact that they have reacted peacefully to our presence rather than precipitously fighting or ignoring us indicates that they are mature enough to handle faster-than-light travel. But I am privately concerned. One of the human diplomats has already begun copying our speech and movement patterns. I found myself opening up to him without even realizing it until afterwards. He must be doing it on purpose, to set us at ease. After 120 of their days, they're copying the behavior of their first alien contact. This is one of their finest diplomatic minds, of course, but still, if they can do it with behavior, can they do it with technology? I suspect they will ask for a working FTL drive to study in their next meeting. Entry 9. I am vindicated, it seems. I spoke my concerns to the ambassador today, and he agreed that there would be no gifting of FTL technology to the humans, but they would have to earn it on their own. The humans would react poorly, I guessed, but tactfully, as at least a few of them seem to genuinely care what we think. I was right, naturally. The human ambassador asked that their people be given a working FTL drive to reverse engineer, in exchange for an unspecified piece of technology of theirs. Their technology, the ambassador quickly replied, was inferior to ours in every way, save communications, and we had no need for their communications technology. Communicating faster than light is something we can do already. Communicating instantaneously anywhere in their system, as they do, is a wondrous piece of technology, but not necessary for our people. The human ambassador reacted with shock and surprise immediately, and then quickly became suspicious. I think he may have gleaned that we have discussed this amongst ourselves. How? I cannot guess. We spoke of other things, and the ambassador of the humans seemed mollified by the discussions that followed. Will he broach it again? Probably. Entry 10. The humans surprise us. It is exactly half of 1 year after first contact, and life, as I before noted, continues. They are fully 1/3 finished with another of their orbital habitation platforms, and we were given a tour of the construction site. Huge robotic construction devices smelt down chunks of ore from the many, many asteroid and lunar mining platforms the humans have throughout their system, ferried to them by relativistic drive-powered ore haulers. The slag is then fed into their forges and reduced to elemental purity, and the refined ore is then crafted, still in space, into modules, which are then attached to the frame of the space installation. The elemental slag is mostly hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and silicon in this system. They use these things to make air and computers, apparently, which are then used in the construction of their platforms. I am astounded. They have created the most efficient industrial complex we have ever seen, by necessity. They lack FTL, so in the absence of easily reachable resource deposits that they can mine on their colonies, they simply process asteroids into something useful. Another reason to deprive them of FTL? If they can prosper in such paucity, how will they react to plenty? Entry 11. Disaster. One of the probes that the humans use to drag the ores they extract from their asteroid belts slammed into our ship today. Our force fields held, But the drone was wrecked beyond repair, and the asteroid deflected towards Earth. It now moves only a few times faster than the speed of sound, leisurely by space travel standards, but it is colossal. It will depopulate the part of the planet it hits, surely. I am told that the probes and ore haulers use a computer guidance system to slip into Earth orbital slots with their payloads, where the ores are removed by the pace and need that the human construction schedule dictates. If we had not been in the path of these probes, this would have never happened. The humans provided us with a copy of the ore haulers' schedules to avoid just such a calamity. How did this happen? What will happen to Earth? Entry 12. We have come to a conclusion. The crew and diplomatic staff have decided that we will divert the asteroid into the Earth's sun, using our own ship to provide the stopping mechanism. Our fields are not recharged. The impact will kill us. We are not committing lightly. Fully half the crew said that we should abandon the humans to their fate and continue on negotiating. Some of the rest said that we should do all that we can without destroying ourselves. But I and the ambassador disagree. We did this. Our misgivings about their technological level aside, the humans should not be driven to near extinction by their own first contact. As we reach the culmination of this initial encounter between alien diplomats and humanity, the complexity and resilience of both parties stand starkly revealed. Despite misunderstandings and mishaps, a bond of mutual understanding and respect has begun to form. That's all for today. Let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this. Make sure to subscribe to our channel.